Well, I'm back to volunteering at the food bank again. I had the pneumonia, then I was out of town so much. It's been a very busy summer, so wasn't able to go. The last time before this, I started up again and I had some deliveries to do, so everything went right in the car and straight to the client, so I couldn't go over what the haul was. But today I have that opportunity to do it, and I will show you what the clients got. At the end of this video, I'll talk a little bit about how the Casino Food Bank went and how it is to be a volunteer there. Everyone got a dozen eggs, 5 pounds of frozen chicken legs, and a loaf of bread. Also a bag of walnuts, a bag of raisins, and 2 boxes of Cliff Bars and granola bars. Canned goods was a Chinese stir-fry sauce, 2 cans of pinto beans, and a can of green beans. There was a lot of wonderful fresh produce. Everyone got some celery and 2 bags of nectarines, and green peppers, onions, 2 cantaloupe, here they are, and potatoes and carrots. So it was about 100 plus degrees out there. We're in a parking lot. It was very hot and we served about over 200 people. So what happens is we get there about 8:15. The food bank truck comes in. There's unloading of items from the truck, and they go into they're either on pallets. If they're in boxes, they're on pallets, like the eggs are on pallets in boxes, or I don't know, other items that are in boxes or on these pallets. Fruits and vegetables, produce generally are in these big bins. But if they're in boxes, like sometimes celery comes in boxes or cauliflower or certain things come in boxes, then they're again on pallets. Usually everything is always in the same order: the senior boxes, then dry goods, pantry items, and there's sometimes, I think, meat at that point. Then there's produce, then there's dairy, if there's any dairy like butter or milk, that's next, and then eggs. Then bread, and then eggs. So what happens with the clients is they call and sign up for the food bank, and they get a little bracelet with a QR code. And then when they come, there's a lineup of cars in the parking lot, and who's ever in charge there in the parking lot, a parking lot volunteer goes through and checks everyone's ID. If someone is new and they don't have an ID, then they, set up their account right away. If usually, I wouldn't even say usually, but you can take food for as many people as you have ID cards for. So if you're just taking it for yourself, they will take your ID down, from your QR code on your little bracelet and put it, and then you get a card that shows one card, yellow card, and as you go through, you get one amount. Usually that's decided ahead of time, like how much bread. Everyone gets 1 loaf of bread, 1 carton of eggs, I don't know, 10 carrots for something else. They do a count before we start to know how much each person gets. So the clients drive down the line, and there's stop signs kind of periodically. So you stop, and you drive with your trunk open or your car door open, and at that stop, whatever's available at that stop goes into the trunk. Sometimes people are taking care of more than one person, like there are people who don't have cars or at work or whatever, so one person will volunteer, or everyone will kick in some money. Clients have told me all sorts of stuff, and they will pick up for either neighbors or friends or family members, so they will have as many tags as they need to get that accomplished. Like, let's say you're picking up for 2 other people and yourself, so you'll have 3 tags. So whatever they put in the car, then they will do 3 times, like 3 cartons of eggs or 3 breads or whatever, commensurate to however many tags you have on your car, which has already been checked in the parking lot. My job this last week was to give eggs and to manage the final stop stop signs. So eggs go into the front seat with the driver so they don't break, and I'll stand there and with a flag and make sure that they've gotten everything from the station we're at and the station before, and make sure the car trunk is closed and that the tags are taken off of the windshield for however many people they were taking care of, at which point they can go. And accidents happened. I mean, I have sometimes once or twice people have left with their tags. Once somebody left with the tail of their truck down. I've realized that I need to kind of monitor that because not everyone is doing everything consistently. So you think the tail of the truck is up, or the person who was supposed to put the tail of the truck up didn't do it. So you know, things happen, but people leave pretty slowly, drive out pretty slowly, so usually you can just yell and run after them. The ratio of volunteers to staff members is about 4 to 1. So there's usually about 3, maybe 4 staff members there, and about 12 to 14 or more volunteers. Depends how big the food station or the food drive is. There's one in the big city they have every week, in the biggest city here, and they give out 5. I've been there when they've given out 500 to 600. They've served 500 to 600 people. You know, cars going through, people needing food. So that obviously they have a lot more people and a lot more stuff to give out. So that's a different thing. The last time I did it was about a year ago, and I was so exhausted. It was during the summer. I was so exhausted. I just never went back. So I'm trying to put my energies into the food banks that are closer by and that are smaller and less labor intensive. The volunteers are absolutely critical to this working. If there are 3 staff members and 12 or 14 volunteers and everyone is really, really busy, there is absolutely no room for people not to show up. So the food bank incentivizes this by allowing the volunteers to get groceries too. And that means you can pick out the same things that the clients get, and you know, that I think it's a great thing. So from time to time I do it. If I have 2 deliveries, usually I have either 1 or 2 deliveries. If I have 2 deliveries, then I don't do my own shop there because I can just manage 2 deliveries in my car and all that stuff. But if there's 1 delivery, then I do a shop for myself too. It's really, just as I said, it's a really nice incentive. You are out there for hours in all sorts of weather, and I just think it's a great thing for the food bank to do. So what you do is you sign up for your volunteer time ahead of time. They generally have a knowledge of how many people are going to be at any given site at any given time. So there's always generally enough food. The volunteers getting groceries there does not take away from the clients because they've sort of put that in there already. So it's a very nice perk. I didn't realize when I signed up that that was the way it was, but it's a really nice perk, and I do enjoy getting my groceries there from time to time. So I'm back to work again, maybe for another month or 2. A bunch of situations happened, and they asked me to help out. So I'm going to be doing that, and hopefully I'll be doing food bank. I left my 1 day a week free that I know there's food bank, so I can help out there because they're always short of volunteers. But I don't know. We're going to see what happens. I've pre-signed up, and hopefully I'll be able to keep my commitment. If not, I'll definitely be back in November. So that's what we're up to up here. Hope you're all well, and thank you so much for watching.